it's easy for me to talk about because that's one of the greatest experiences of my life was when I went down to South Africa with Ken and we started that child advocacy program. Now, Ken probably told you that when we did that program in South Africa, that was the first child advocacy program of any kind that they had in South Africa. By child advocacy, we mean as a teaching mechanism, we're talking about teaching lawyers how to be effective and persuasive in court. When we talk about persuasion, we're talking about persuading the fact finder, and it might be a jury,
Yeah.
or it might be a judge.
Okay.
And that's important because here in America, we have jury trials all the time. And when people think of trials, they think of jury trials. But in teaching child advocacy, the NITA method, as we came to call it, we're focusing primarily on jury trials and persuasion of jurors to see the lawyer's point of view and perspective. Now, South Africa is different in that in South Africa, both now and at the time we started the program there in 1986, South Africa did not have jury trials because a jury trial is inconsistent with apartheid. In that, with South Africa being 87% black when we went there and 13% white, that would mean that your juries, if they were fairly chosen, would be heavily black. South Africa was a very oppressive political system for black South Africans. That's what apartheid really was all about, was segregation of the races and subjugation of black South Africans.
Yeah.
In South Africa, everything was divided along racial lines. But I'm told that at a point when the architects of apartheid, the Dutch who imposed it in South Africa, when they got ready to impose it, they came to America and studied American segregation.
Yeah.
And they took what they learned here, and I'm sure elsewhere, and tried to perfect that. If there was going to be racial segregation and separation, as there was, it had to be more strictly enforced than it was in America for the simple fact that South Africa was about 87% black.
Right.
So without the strict enforcement of apartheid laws, it never could have worked.
Yeah.
Black lawyers in South Africa had been so extremely marginalized by apartheid that they were in need of whatever help they could get in developing the skills of advocacy in an effort to overturn apartheid. While we were there, we saw the fall of apartheid, and we saw black South Africans become judges right on up to the highest court in South Africa. And we saw the development in South Africa of what they call their constitutional court. And it worked not so much as a result of Ken's and my participation, but I think it worked because we were able to get black and white lawyers in South Africa to work with us in providing the training for the lawyers who came through the program. The lawyers who came through the program were predominantly black South African lawyers, but it was open to white lawyers as well. And I have never in my life seen such dedication and commitment as I saw among the black lawyers in particular who came to this program. They wanted to learn, they wanted to consume everything this program had to offer. They wanted to do any and everything they could to become better advocates and to be able to use the skills that they learned and developed in the NITA program to help bring about change in South Africa, to help get rid of this cruel thing called apartheid.